Okay, so let's start with our third lab session on Zener diode as a voltage regulator. So in the first experiment we saw the basic diode characteristics, then we saw the Zener diode. The characteristics was very typical, and from the very same experiment we found out that the Zener diode can be used as a voltage regulator. But like I said, in voltage regulation there are two parts. Voltage regulator, there are two parts, that is line regulation and then we have load regulation. So our basic circuit of the Zener diode is like this. So what we are trying to do is we are giving some input. We will call this as a voltage source beam, and here we have a resistance. Let's say we will call that as R2. And as you know that Zener diode is always operated in reverse bias. So this is the symbol for the Zener, and finally we have a load resistance which will be something like this, which is across the Zener. So I'll call this as R1, this is R2, and this is my Zener diode. So the Zener diode that we are going to use today is 1N750. So as I am giving you this number, I want you all to immediately search the data sheet of this Zener diode. Last time I have told you how to search the data sheet. The voltage across this is nothing but V out, and here you are having our V in. So we have a component of current like this which will flow through resistance R2. So I will say IR2. Then we have a component of current flowing through the Zener. I will call it as IZ. And what flows through R1 is IR1. And very easily you can say that this is a node, and as far as a node is concerned, we can always write IR2 is equal to IR1 plus IZ. Okay, so this is the equation which we can very easily write. Now, as far as line regulation is concerned, line regulation, we want to change. So what we will do is, I'll just write it down here. We will vary this input because this is the input line voltage. So we will vary V in and observe V out. So what we are expecting is V out should remain constant. It should remain constant. But whenever you say it should remain constant, practically there is always going to be a some range. So this range we should know. So range of what? Range of V in. what is the range of voltages over which this Vin will remain constant. Okay, this is what we want to know. How much variation in Vin this Zener diode can handle. So we need to find out Vin max and Vin min. If we know this, then I will say you have studied line regulation. So you know how much variation in the line the Zener can sustain. Similarly, second one will be load regulation. So when it comes to load regulation, what we will vary is R1, because R1 is basically the load resistance. So I will vary R1. R1 is varied, and what we actually observe is vary R1. So when you vary R1, you are actually varying IR1. What are you varying? Varying the resistance is also like varying the current through the resistance, because as you know that if the resistance changes, the current is also going to change. So if we vary R1, what again we have to observe is V out. So what we are expecting, again V out should remain constant. So in load regulation, if we vary the resistance, that is the load resistance, or indirectly varying IR1, your V out should remain constant. And here if we vary the input voltage, your V out should remain constant. So this is what we have to check today through our experiment. So let us start. Have you noted this down? If you have noted this down, just write done in the chat box. So we will directly go and see the LT spice part of it. Okay, Soham, I'll just wait for 2-3 minutes so that people who have joined a bit late can also cook up. So this is our lab 3. So I'm just minimizing this for some time. So this is the data sheet which I found for OK. So let's see what Soham has found. Good. So somebody searched the data sheet, which is very good. Let me just check it. So in the meantime, everybody will open the schematic editor. Open the schematic and say new schematic. Okay, say new schematic, and you can just say show grid for the time. I think Soham 750 is not there in this data.
So when we say 750, there are other options also popping up like 750A and others. So
No, no. So you can take it just 750. Just 1 minute. I'll come to that. Okay. Uh,
okay, sir.
First, let us all be on the same page. Let's design the circuit for line regulation. So that is going to be pretty simple. There are just two resistances. So you can put a resistance here and then just rotate and put a resistance here, and then we will want a diode. So the diode here. Now let us do the circuit connection. So first everybody will do this together. So I want you all to first step by step do this. So first I want to see only the circuit. Everybody should make the circuit and post in the chat box. I want a voltage source also. So I'll put a voltage source here. Call it as V in. Any difficulty in doing this? So first I will clear all the difficulties in making the circuit, then naming the points, and then step by step we will see the calculations. Okay. Now what you can do is you can label this net as V out. This net should be V out, and this resistance you can keep it as 100 ohms, and this resistance we can keep it as 1000 ohms, that is 1 kilo ohms. And this diode, so obviously you require a ground. Don't forget the ground, otherwise everything will go for a toss. So first I want you all to make this much circuit and post in the chat box. Obviously you need to save this to something. Save as, you can say Zener line regulation. So I just saved it with some file name. Yes. Do this much and post in the chat box. So everybody should be on the same page. Okay, Soham, I can see your circuit, but you have not labeled V out. You have not shown V out. Did you get that?
Yes, sir.
So how will you name V out? So you will use this net name, whatever name you want, you give and put it here. Okay, I want everybody to do this because I am noting down your lab work. Okay, okay, Vidhi, Jose. Good. Yes, I like the way Tanmay and Jose have done it. They have first put their name, which is very good. Okay, so I don't have any roll number, but You should always put your name and everything in your circuit. Yes, Sayan, very good. Tanmay, very good. Even Sayan has put the name. Yes, correct. So this is like a standard thing now, that you should open a file, give name to the file, and go ahead with this. So here I'll just give title Zener diode as, I'll say, line regulation. Zener diode. Just make a font big in size and put this here. So now comes the next trick. So I think many of you are doing it. So anyways, this circuit will be here only. Now you can see the diode. This diode is a normal diode, but what we want here is a Zener diode. So you will right click on this and then say pick new diode. You will say pick new diode, and you can see there is a lot of diodes available. So we will go to the Zener category, Zener, which is the last category, and in that we will have 1n something. So you can see this 1N750, there is a Zener diode there, and you should note that its breakdown voltage is 4.7 volts. Breakdown voltage is 4.7 volts means, if this is the characteristics of the Zener diode, okay, good, Makran, Omkar. So if this is the characteristics of the Zener diode, the place where it bends, like something like this. So this is basically 4.7 volts for 1N750. Okay, so that is given to us. This is current and this is voltage. So this is the meaning of this. You can see some other parameters also. So IS is given 0.88 femtoamperes, which is very small. Okay, so other things are there. Here you can say we pick 4.7. Again the same thing, same information in there. Okay, Pratik. And Rohan, your outputs are correct. Tanvi also. Okay. Now I want you all to pick this diode and set it to Zener. So the moment you select a Zener, you can see the symbol of the diode also changed. So I want to see this now. I want you to observe this, that when you select another diode, automatically the symbol also changes. So I want you all to put this in the output now. Okay, that is put. Okay, Jose. So I am waiting here for 2 minutes so that everybody finds that diode 1N750. Is it easy for you to find out 1N750? Please find out. Now let me tell you how to find out. Again I'll go to, and here I'll type one end 50. Okay, so this alldatasheets.com is a good website to just download all the websites. So you can just click on that, and you can see that like there are many uh, data sheets which are there. You can go to like either Fairchild or anything else. So let's go to micro commercial component MCC, and in this, let's say click to view the data sheet. You don't have to download it, but you should see. And so this is like the data sheet. Okay, it gives you everything, the size, shape and everything. So if you see this data sheet here, okay, I'm just putting the direct link to this data sheet in the chat box, so everybody can use this data sheet. Now you can see here like the minimum current is 20 milliamperes. Okay, this is 20 milliamperes. Unit is written here, and this is 20 milliamperes. And the maximum current that the Zener can take is 75 milliamperes. So there is a minimum and there is a maximum value. Okay? It cannot infinitely take like any value. The minimum value is 20 and the maximum value is 75. So what I will do is, in our experiment, I will just note this value. So first I will write line regulation. Okay. So certain values. Vz is 4.7 volts. Then Iz min is, let us say, 20 milliamperes. Iz max is 75 milliamperes. So these two informations are given to me. These two informations are given to me. Okay. So please write this. Okay, so we'll just take this circuit from here for explanation's sake. And we'll just paste it here for the time being. Okay. So what you can observe from this circuit is that these are the values for this Zener. Now, how much is the load current? Okay. So as per our circuit, this was 100 ohms and R1 was 1000 ohms. And Vz, this is my Vout, and Vout is also equal to Vz. So this is plus minus Vz. So you can see that I can calculate IL as Vz upon R1, that is the load resistance. So that is going to be 4.7 volts upon 1000, which is going to be 4.7 milliamperes, which is going to be 4.7 milliamperes. If you apply KVL, you can also observe V in is equal to the current, the voltage drop across R2, that is IR2 into R2 plus the voltage drop. So I am applying KVL to this loop plus Vz. Now here IR2 will have two values, IR2 max and IR2 min. So we can note, so this is our one of the equations which we are noting. We can also note that IR2 max is equal to IL plus IZ max. Why I can write like this? Because load current is not going to change. IZ is only going to change. So if I change my V in, IR2 will change, IR1 will not change. What will change is only IZ. So that is why I am writing it that way. So this is IL is actually IR1 only. So I am just writing it down. IL is equal to current flowing through the resistance 1. So similarly, we can write IR2 min. Again, IL will not change, so Zener current is going to change. So now we have two cases here. That is, so I am writing case 1. That is IR2 is equal to, so that is what is the minimum current that can flow through IR2. So IR2 is IZ plus IL. IR2 is nothing but IZ plus IL. So IZ in the first case, okay, in the first case is going to be, so let us say for the minimum condition, I will write 20 milliamperes plus 4.7 milliamperes, because this is my IR2, into 1000, that is into 10 raised to minus, that is milliampere is 10 raised to minus 3. This is the value of the resistance, plus Vz. So that is going to be 4.7 volts. So this is going to be 24.7 plus 4.7. Sorry, this is 100. So it will be 1 minute. This will be 100. So this will be 2.47 plus 4.7. So that is going to be 7.17 volts. So case 2, which is the max condition. So all maximum currents are flowing. So again I will write IR2, this is IR2 min, this is IR2 max. So that will be 75 plus 4.7 milliamperes into 100 plus, again Vz is 4.7. So this will be like 7.97 plus 4.7. So that should be, I think, 12.67. in this. This is V in min. Sorry. So here we get two different ranges. That is, the Zener diode will work properly if my voltage variation, that is, if my Vin fluctuates between 12.67 volts and 7.17 volts. So this is a condition that a designer should know. Okay, this condition the designer should know. So what we did is we actually found out when we are saying line regulation, we should know the range of voltages for which Vin can change, but still we will get constant voltage across the load resistance. So this is the range over which the input line voltage can fluctuate. So generally this kind of regulator you can use in solar panels. You can use this in solar panels. So how, solar output is a DC output. So let us say we have a solar panel. Okay, there is a solar panel. Okay, so solar panel means it's a DC output. But you know that sunlight throughout the day is not constant. Sometimes it is high, sometimes it is low. So across this I will have one resistance, I will have one Zener, small Zener, and the variation is not much. Variation could be in this range 7.17 to 12.67. So here you can connect a load which can be a fan or anything or a charger, and you can use a 5 volts Zener. So you will get a constant DC 5 volts even if the sunlight which falls on the solar panel changes. So this is basically an application of line regulation. Are you understanding this? Can somebody unmute and tell me? So this is an
Yes.
actual application of voltage regulation. So you can buy a solar panel. I have a solar panel in my lab, so I can just show it to you. And the task will be to just regulate the output. So you can do it using a simple Zener die. So that is possible. Okay, so that is the application. Now let us go to our circuit. So what we have to now do is we want to vary Vin. We want to vary Vin. So what I will do is I'll go here and then I'll write a spice directive. So instead of writing a spice directive, I'll just say run, and then I'll go to DC sweep. I want to sweep this source, so I'll write name of the source is Vin. I'll set it to linear. Start value is 0. Stop value you can make it 15, and you can increment in steps of 0.1. Okay, so you can see here error on line 5. Let's see what is the problem. So here the value should be set to 0. This was the same problem which we encountered in our last lab also. So again I'll simulate it. Now no errors. There are no errors at all. Now you can see here what is plotted on X, V in. Now on Y, let me plot V out. Let me plot V out. So you can see that the simulation will show something like this. So if you can see that this V min Just a minute. Yeah, so you can see here that this minimum value 7.17 is pretty much visible, but the maximum voltage is not there. Like for example, if I sweep this from, if I make this 100, so LT spice will show me up to 100. Okay, LT spice will show me up to 100, but that's not true because LT spice is not considering the upper limit of the maximum current that the diode can take. Now why LT spice is not considering that? Because if you open this diode, in the spec of this diode there is maximum current value is not there. Okay, maximum current value is not included, but in actual datasheet of the diode this is going to be there. So as an engineer you should always keep in mind that any device will have a minimum current value and a maximum current value. So I am again coming back here. Okay, and here let's make it 50. Understood? Any doubts in this? Now everybody of you should show me this circuit as well as this waveform. So post your answers in the chat box. Okay, Jose, just change the background to white, please. I am able to see, but I am okay. It's okay. It's correct, but just change the background to white.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is correct. So you can see that Zener operates as a Zener only for line voltages which are above 7 point. So our calculation is right. So the minimum is 7.17. Above that it works well. So why we did this calculation is to convince you that Zener will not work at 0 volts. Okay, even if input voltage is 0, the output voltage will not be 5 volts or 4.7 volts. That is not possible, right? If input is 0, can you get an output of 4.7 volts? It means you are creating energy. You are giving 0, you are not giving anything, but you are getting 4.7. Is that practically possible? So that is not practically possible. Okay. Okay, Makran, correct. Sayan, yes, I want everybody to post their outputs. Yes, Sanmay, very good. Sanmay, just change your background to white and keep the grid on. Grid. Samay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So it will be easier for me to see. Anyways, the output is correct. No problem. Okay. Now see uh, why this LT Spice simulation is so important and how it helps us to learn even better. Okay. Now I want you to show you some more things which we will not be able to see by calculations very easily. So I am adding trace of ID1, IR1 and IR2. So can you see this? Can you see this curve now? So we should know what is the meaning of this curve. That's why I have just plotted it. Now first you identify. So can you all show me this curve and show it to me on in the chat box? Add current through diode, current through resistance R2 and current through resistance R1. Can you all see this?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
So I'm getting a very different graph. There are two. I have sent the screenshot in the chat box. Could you please check it?
This is also fine. So yes, this is correct. Can you make the background white, please, and remove this additional plane?
So how to do that? I'm trying to find how to do it, but I
See,
cannot
what
do
you
it.
have done is you added plot plane. Now you click on this additional plane and say delete this plane.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So could you show it again? Like how to make it too wide?
So you can say add plot plane
Yes, sir.
and you will get this. And in this you can add some more traces. So see, I'll do one thing. I'll remove all the currents from this. Okay, we'll remove. So in one graph we will have voltages, and in the second graph we will put all the currents. 1, 2, 3. So this is what we'll add. So you can see voltages and currents. In the upper graph you have currents, in the lower graph you have voltages. So can you plot like this and show me? So plot like this and put it in the chat box. Okay, Jose, that's okay. So you have got a graph which is like Riddhi only. No problem, let it be. Okay, Tanmay, this is correct. Okay, so these graphs are good enough. Now, how to analyze this graph? What are the meaning of this graph? You can see here that this is ID1, that is the current flowing through the diode. So that is the blue line in this case. Then you can see IR1. IR1 is the load resistance. So that is the red line. So you can see red line is more or less constant. Just a minute. I need to remove the place.
Sir, why is it that we are getting a different graph than the one you have plotted?
No, we'll see that. 1 minute. I'm just checking that only. So are you getting this like this now? Just check whether you are getting like this or not.
Yes, sir, like this.
So I've just inserted some calculations for your reference. So everybody is getting this much. Just check your graphs. Yes, okay. Now you should observe here that These calculations I have just kept it for your sake. First thing you observe in this, that is IL is 4.7 milliamperes. So you should observe here that this IL here, IL is the resistance. So if you just look at this, and if you move a cursor on this, you should be able to see that this current is 4.767 amperes. So you should be able to see that. So our calculation is okay. Now you should see here that the load current is always constant, but if the input current is what? IR2. If the IR2 tries to fall, then to keep the load current constant, IZ also falls. IZ also falls. So IZ falls, or IZ takes a lower value because it doesn't want to reduce the current flowing through the load. So this graph, this current graph indicates that even if the line voltage is IR2, the load current is IR1, the input current is IR2, and the current through the Zener diode is ID1. So to keep the load current constant, if IR2 reduces, that is if the line current reduces, the Zener works at a lower current to keep IR1 constant. And this is in sync with this equation, that is Zener can work between IR2 max between 20 and 75 milliamperes to keep IL constant. So it works at IZ max, it works at IZ min. If there is a variation in IR2, that is my input current. So you should all get this in this fashion. Either you can plot the currents in different graphs and voltages in different graphs, or you can plot them in the same graph, no problem. You can see if there are two values having different units, then on one side it will show voltage, on another side it will show current. Which is absolutely fine. Then now what you will do is you will open another schematic file with the name Zener diode as load regulation. So you will open this file. Now you can see here the circuit is absolutely the same, but now you are wearing R1 because this is load regulation. So we are wearing the load, and input voltage is constant. So here it is 15. Input voltage is constant. So I want you all to do this circuit quickly, and then we will go ahead.
Sir,
Yes.
for line regulation, could you tell the conditions for IR2, because in the graph only that line is not coming correctly.
In line regulation,
For IR2.
so you can click on this, add trace, then this will open, and just select this.
Okay.
I'll show it to you from the start. Many of you have done like this. Okay. Divide this into two plot planes. In the first plot plane, I'll add trace V out. This is voltage, output voltage. And here I will add all currents, ID1, IR1, IR2, all three got populated. Did you get this?
Sir, my IR2, the graph is going upwards.
Can you post it in the chat box? No, it is something is weird in this. ID1. I got what you are saying. The circuit is alright. There is no problem in the circuit. Can you right click on Vim?
So right click on.
Vim.
Okay, sir.
What I'll do is for the time being, I'll just deposit this file for line regulation. So all of us are on the same page for all of you. Okay, just run this file for the moment. It is absolutely same. There is nothing is different. Now we are doing load regulation. So first we are looking at the circuit only. So first you set this circuit. Now you will face a problem when you write this. So you can see your entire circuit is the same. Okay, but here you click on this R1, and generally when you write the value, when you write 100 ohms like this, instead of that you will write curly brackets RA, close the brackets, say OK. Now you will get this. So I want you to post this first, this only the circuit with this RA. Only the circuit with RA. I want to see only this much. Okay, Riddhi, correct. I am particularly interested in this part, curly bracket RA, because today I am going to teach you one command which will work only if you name R1 in this way. Yes, correct. Pratik, correct. Again I will show you. Right click on R1. So in resistance in ohms, there you put a variable, curly brackets RA. Even if you write there your name there, curly brackets, your name, that name will become a variable. Okay, correct. Now you will write one command by going here, spice directive, and in that you will write dot step param. Dot step means step this value of RA from 0.1 to 200 in steps of 10. from 0.1 to 200 in steps of 10. Now here if you write 0, so 0 is not proper. 0 means this is short circuit. So that value it will not take. See, it will give an error. Our resistance must not be 0. That is why you keep something here. Start value is 0.1. That is fine. And say OK. So now I want you to write like this: dot step param RA so please put this circuit. Now circuit so please note that this RA should exactly be the same as this RA. Okay? There should not be any space, or that A should not be small. It should be exactly the same. Okay, Vidhi, it's correct. Okay, dot step param RA is correct. Now let's try to run this file. So if you try to run this file, it will show this box. So this time we are saying use this DC operating point. Whatever is the DC voltage inside it, consider that as the DC voltage and run the simulation for different values of RA. So you can see we said go from 0.1 to around 200 in steps of 10. So you can very well see that. Okay, so the axis is from 0 to 200. Now inside this we will put add trace. First we will put Vout, and in this we will add a plane, and then we'll put all the currents in that plane. So these are the values of current. So again you can observe here that ID1 is the diode current. Okay, so initially there is no current flowing, but when my Zener starts conducting, that is when output starts becoming constant, even if my current, so IR2 is my incoming current, so even IR2 is now constant, but even if my IR1, you can see IR1 is red, so even if IR1 is falling or reducing, why it is reducing? Because we are increasing the resistance from 0 to 200, so that is why the current is falling. You can see that the diode current is compensating for that fall. So diode current is also falling with that to keep the load current, to keep the voltage across the load constant. To keep the voltage across the load constant. So this is what is actually happening, and that is very much visible from the graph. So now I'll just tile everything together. So first you show me only these two. load regulation, and then I want to see all 4 of them. So some calculations here also. So you can see here Vz is again 4.7. We are using the same diode. So Iz min and Iz max are the same. Now the current flowing through IR2, will be the voltage at this point minus the voltage at this point. But this voltage is fixed, so that is 15. And this side also the voltage is fixed. Why? Because this is a Zener diode. So it will have a fixed voltage across it, that is 4.7. So 15 minus 4.7 divided by the resistance is going to give me the current. So that is 103 milliamperes. So IR2 is 103 milliamperes. Now IR2 is not changing because Vin is not changing. IR2 is not changing because Vin is not changing. Now you can see, if I am working at maximum Zener current, Iz max, which is 75, then IL will be minimum. If Zener current is at maximum, then IL will be at minimum. So IL min is obviously this current, the constant current, minus the current in the branch of the Zener, that is Iz max. So that will be 103 minus 75. So the current flowing through the load will be 28. And for this, if the current flowing through the load is minimum, then what you are going to get is the maximum value of resistance. So RL max is going to be 167.85 ohms. So just a minute, I would like to do this. If you see case 2, here at minimum Zener current, so you can see at 20 milliamperes, I use the same formula, this time 103 minus 20. So the maximum load current can be 83 milliamperes. And if the load current is maximum, it indicates that the load resistance value is minimum. And that is what you will get here, that is Vz upon IL min. So that is going to be RL min, that is 56.62. So I want you all to write like this. Here itself I want you to write these calculations. Once you have written these calculations, write done in the chat box. So now what we actually got here is that we got the minimum and maximum range of the variation in the load current. That means we found out what are the values of the load current which we can actually allow to change. So what I am using is basic KVL and KCL, and in electronic circuit design we have only that much. There is no other rocket science there. So as far as load regulation is concerned, let's try to see it this way. If all of you are getting the good correct outputs, so this is what we are actually doing. So just in case if you want like a justification for what this is, it is like this. So this is V in, this is Vz, and IR2 will be V in minus Vz divided by R2. So this is the fixed curve. This is fixed. IR2 is fixed. Why it is fixed? Because now this is fixed. This is no longer line regulation now, it is load regulation. So now what is changing is R1. So what we say, okay, the maximum and the minimum currents at which Zener can operate is 75 and 20. So correspondingly, what would be the IL values? So if Zener is drawing max current, this has to work at min. The reason is because this is constant. So if one increases, other has to minimize. And on the other hand, here if IL is at IZ is at min, IL will be at max. So accordingly we get two currents, 28 and 83. So this is my min current, minimum load value current or minimum IR1, and this is max IR1. So min IR1 and max IR1 we will use to calculate max RL and min RL respectively. So in load regulation, now we came to know that the load resistance RL for this given Zener diode can be allowed to vary only between 167.85 ohms and 56.62 ohms. So having RL as 100 ohms will be a good value. Having RL as 100 ohms will be a good value. That's the meaning of it. Now, are we really getting that? So that is something that we need to see. So you can see that, okay, that the minimum value is somewhere here, and you can see that by moving the cursor. So this is around 56 point something. So after this, below this 56, you will not get any load regulation. Only above 56 you will get the load regulation. So that is the meaning of this. So we got these two graphs. Now I want you to plot these two and show me. I want to see all these four, and all calculations should be on the circuit itself. Come on, take some time and do this. So in the meantime, I am just playing with line regulation. So now I'm adding some more commands just to make things a bit more interesting. Okay, somewhat like this. And now I'm just running this first file with line regulation, and now I'm seeing the spice error log. So you can see in the spice error log, now you are getting variation in V out, and so you can see at the V out becomes constant after around 7 point some volts. You can see here, and that exactly was the value that we calculated, 7.17. So like this you should be able to cross check. An engineer should always be able to cross check. That is a skill that you must have. So now I want to see line regulation, then I want to see the graph of line regulation, and then I want to see this spice, this error file or error log file. Now you can keep on making it interesting. Just copy this again and put one more. And plot ID 0. I want to store the values of currents. Somewhat like this, and find the value of, we want the current through the diode, so that is ID of 1. I of, so we'll just quickly see whether this thing works or not. So we can go to view, and you can see that this first thing worked. So now we can very easily change everything in this file to ID1. So like this you can plot every current you want to fill in the table. I will be giving you a table to fill. So you will be using a dot measure command. You have to write this like I told you, there is no for loop in Spice. Now are you missing your for loops? Are you missing your for loops? You can just say yes and say run. and now you can see the error log. So you can also see the values for current as well as voltage. All the values you can see. So what you can observe here, see here, from 8 or rather from 7 onwards, from V out, your V out is constant at V in equal to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Your V out is constant, but the current at V in equal to these values, can you see the currents are increasing? Here it is 18 milliamperes. It has got up to 87 milliamperes. So it's quite possible. Why the last one failed? Because there was a double bracket here. So otherwise now we can get ID 15 also. So now I am showing you the file for line regulation. So it is like this. So you can put these dot measure commands and also find out IR1 and IR2. Okay. Once you are done, write done in the chat box and show me the output of this. And the graph like this, and I want to see the error log file like this. Are you able to see the dot measure commands, or should I expand the screen? Are you able to see now? Can somebody
Yes,
confirm?
sir.
Okay, good. So now with the help of this experiment or the code of this experiment, you can test any diode, any Zener diode. Come on, do this. If you want, I'll make your work life a bit easy. But commands, dot measure commands for V out, and these are the dot measure commands for I. So just making a life simple. Are you all able to see those commands in the chat box?
Yes, sir.
just opening the load regulation file. And add plot plane. In the first plane I am adding voltages. The second I will add Riddhi, can you also post the error log file separately?
Yes, sir.
So are you all enjoying the lab or no? That's my question. Is the speed okay? Yes, Akhil, Aniket, Aranav, Ayush, Chinmay, Riddhi, Makran. Are you all enjoying the lab? You should enjoy the lab. Okay? Lab is a place where you see so many pictures and plots. So you should enjoy that. If you are seeing it for the first, you will really feel amazed by what this device is doing. Yes, this is correct. Perfect. Now, to give a sense of completion, can you also plot, can you also make this? I think this is enough. I need to complicate it too much. But I have already told you what I am expecting. Right? Okay, Soham, Rohan, outputs are correct. Soham, what about your error log file?
Yes, sir, I'm posting it right now.
Now, the question arises, can you do the same thing for load regulation? Can you do the same thing for load regulation? That's the question. So the answer is no. That is because you cannot use the .op command and the .measure command at the same time. You cannot use the .op and .measure command at the same time. So for example, if you run this, you will get the graph, no problem. But now if you try to see the error log file, it will not show you the values. It will say no error, it will say that it is succeeded, but it will not show you the values. Yes, so I'm correct. So in case of load regulation, you have to use a very trivial method. You go here and you can see your resistance values are here. So you can increase the ticks that you want. So you can go to 10 and see the value here. So what is the value? 1.37. Then you take your cursor to this point, 2.49 something. Then you take it to the next tick. So like this also you can take the value. So where the dot measure command does not run when you are using the dot opt command. But that doesn't mean that you cannot measure. You can still measure using the cursors. But like I told you, this measurement is not very accurate, but yes, it gives a sense of what is going on. Okay. So what are the charts that you have to keep ready now? So some charts that you have to keep ready with respect to load and wind regulation are like this. Table is too small. So how you will populate the data? So it's totally up to you how you want to populate. With dot measure commands it becomes little bit easy. So the first thing that you will write in the first column is for line regulation. Everything varies with the line voltage. So here we have line voltage, that is V in. Now here we have with V in, we will check V out, which is actually the voltage across load. Then we will check ID1. Then we will have plot IR1, IZ1. So for each of these readings, I told you that this is a node. No? This is a node in the circuit. This is a node. So this should get satisfied at all times. So when I'll check, what I'll do is I'll just sum these three. So what you should check is, this is IR2. So IR2 is always equal to IR1 plus ID1. This is also called as IZ, okay, or IR2 is also the line current, and this is my load current. So load current plus Zener current will always be equal to line current. So this is about line regulation. In load regulation, what you will do is, so for load regulation, your R1 was 1000 ohms fixed. Now when it comes to load regulation, what will be the tables? So in case of load regulation, here we will not have this. We will write load regulation, and here this will not be the same. Here I'll write V equal to 15 volts. Then we have, instead of line voltage, now we are varying the load. So we will, everything is with respect to the load resistance. So this value is like 0, 10, 20, dot 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 up to 200 ohms. And at the top, here this is going from 0, 1, 2, 3, like that, is up to 50 volts. So I hope you have understood what is expected as far as readings are concerned. Any doubts in this? Please let me know. So this is in front of you, the calculations and everything. So yes, I have not seen the error log files of everybody. So I am waiting. Riddhi, Soham and Rohan. Now you can try the same thing with a different Zener diode voltage. With a different Zener diode. The one we used in our experiment, the BZ category. So you can use that. So all you need to do is just save these two files with some other name, and instead of 1N750, you will select another Zener diode. So as far as the explanation is concerned, I have covered everything. If there are any doubts, you may please ask. So next lab we will be doing the BJT characteristics, and if time permits we will also do the design of biasing circuits.